Hi, my name's Teresa and this is my channel, Homestead Life. Welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making oatmeal raisin cookies, and it's one of my favorite cookies, my husband's favorite cookies, and my kids and grandkids love these cookies as well. I went out and found a little bit different recipe than I normally use, so we're going to try this one. I will be happy to link it below so that if you want to try it yourself, you can. It starts off pretty simply with a stick of butter that we are going to put into our mixer. We're going to start with our KitchenAid mixer here. We're going to put the stick of butter in here and we're going to cream it with the sugars. All right. And I can't even get the stick of butter out of the stick of butter, out of the wrapper here. Okay, there we go. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the regular sugar, and I'm going to refer to my recipe a little bit because I want to make sure I'm not doing it the way that I think in my head. So we need 3/4 cups of packed brown sugar, which is what I'm going to start with first. And you want it firmly packed. Now my hands are clean, and I don't have a 1/3 cup measuring cup, so we're going to just, or I'm sorry, a 1/4 cup. I don't have the proper measuring cup, so I'm just going to make do with what I have. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's been raining off and on all day today. We've been losing power. I wanted to do these earlier, but I kind of need power to bake. All right, so we have that. Put this out of our way here. I have my trash bowl here. Then we are going to go with a 1/4 cup of regular granulated sugar. And I know I just scooped that in there. That's okay. Just get that extra out there. Get that out of the way. And then we are going to cream this together really quick, just to kind of get it all mixed up. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla to that afterwards. I've never understood how come this is so difficult to actually get on from the side. All right, we'll go ahead and cream this together. First, let me get the paddle on. Cream this together. And we'll go ahead and put our egg in as well after it's stirred here. And I'll go ahead and crack our egg into here. Oops, I made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Baking is messy. And then we're going to put our 1 teaspoon of our vanilla. And I used a Mexican vanilla, which I really love. But you can feel free to use whatever vanilla you like. Okay. Absolutely love vanilla. And now in a separate bowl, I forgot this bowl, and it's looking really good. Okay, now in our separate bowl here, we're gonna put all the dry ingredients, which is a 3/4 cup flour. So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup. Really need to get some more measuring cups. So I tell you, 1/2 cup. And then a 1/4 cup, and I don't wanna mix that, so here's a 1/4 cup, the 3/4 cups, and a 1/2 teaspoon baking soda is next. Move this out of the way. There's a 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. And you're always gonna drop that. That's okay, we just won't use it. Then we're also going to do a 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon. There we go. And kind of mix this together here just so that it's all kind of combined throughout. And then we are going to combine the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients and mix that together. Quite need such a big a bowl as I use, but it's better to have too big a bowl than too small. Let's add this in scoop by scoop so that we don't have that big poof that you can get with too much flour. And lastly, just a little bit that's left in here. So that's all mixed really well. Okay, the next we're going to do, it calls for 1.5 cups of quick oats. So this is just a store brand quick oats. I'm gonna do 1.5 cups. So there's 1. And then I don't have any other half cups, do I? Nope. So that's fine. I only use this for baking anyway. So 1.5 cups. Move that off to the side. And kind of stir that up a little bit here before we put the raisins, the raisins in, because I don't want the raisins to get all mushy. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out of this, off the mixer, and just kind of get all of this goodness out. And then I'll put the raisins in. That way the raisins don't get kind of all mushy and weird. Just hand stir those in. Put that over. And just make sure that this is ready to receive all of those raisins, because if it's stuck to the side, you kind of want to loosen it up a bit. Okay, and for the raisins, okay, 3/4 cup raisins, here we come. Oops. Kind of loosen them up here. 1. The last time I made these in the recipe that I normally make, we use the old-fashioned oats, and I had a complaint from my husband because it felt too healthy. And he said a cookie should not feel that healthy. So we're gonna try these and see if he likes these better. All right, now we're gonna mix these together. It's a little sticky, which is fine. Okay, and then if you want, you can add salt. I don't add salt to my cookies. I did use unsalted butter. I'm trying to make them a little bit healthy, but you could use a little bit of salt or use salted butter if you wanted to. Now I'm gonna grab some parchment lined paper. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna start preheating the oven to 350, which I probably should have done already, but I forgot. All right, now I'm gonna take a medium-sized cookie scoop, and I'm gonna go ahead and scoop these out about, I don't know, an inch or two, a couple of inches apart. And maybe I'll just put 2 on here. So that we have some, it says it's supposed to make how many? I don't know, let's see. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Okay, there's one. And these are going to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. It's down here at the bottom. I'll try to work with that, and that's fine. I'm going to say I wish this recipe was a little bit, it's a little drier than what I would like to work with, honestly. But that doesn't mean it won't turn out beautifully. Whenever you're trying a new recipe, you never know quite what to expect, but it'll probably be delicious either way. And that's the bigger part of it, is making sure that it tastes good. May not look the best. I don't know how I would have dropped these. So, because it did say you can drop it with a tablespoon, but I'm not big on doing that because then you get your hands all involved in it and it gets a little messy. Which baking is a messy thing, but I would much rather use the dough for the cookies. Okay. All right. Looks like we'll have just a little bit more. Like maybe one cookie more. So let's see. Maybe I can add a little cookie here. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, because there's not enough to make anything else in here. So, don't want to let any of that batter go to waste. Kind of drop that on there. And then as soon as the oven is ready, I'm going to put it in for, it says 10 to 12 minutes, and we'll see what they look like in about 10 minutes. The oven is now preheated, so we're going to go ahead and put our first round of cookies in the oven. And they should be done in about 10 to 12 minutes. So we'll come over here and set the timer for 10 minutes and see what they look like when they come out. All right, the timer just went off. I did keep it in for the full 12 minutes. So the first batch, because they just didn't look quite golden brown enough, to bring over our little cooling rack over here. Put this down here, and we'll go ahead and we'll put the next batch in and set that for 12 minutes. They don't spread out quite as much as I thought they would. But go ahead and transfer these over to the cooling rack so that we can see what the end product is. Now, my husband loves really soft, chewy cookies, so I was kind of hoping that this one will end up being more chewy than crispy. We'll just kind of check that out and see how that ends up being. All right, 12 minutes. We'll see what the next batch looks like. Okay, now here our final batch is done. Go ahead and pull these out. Try not to burn myself. Go ahead and put these on the rack here. I'm just going to move some of these other ones around so that we have some space. And I'm actually going to take one that's already cooled and kind of move it just over here. Because I don't want to really get a second rack out for no reason. Okay, move this out of the way. Okay, so these look really good. As far as like the look of them, definitely, you know, like a cookie. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of break this apart here. It is soft and chewy, so I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. Okay. It's not too sweet. It's definitely good. I think I probably would have put a little more brown sugar in it. So these are definitely a chewy cookie, not hard and crunchy. So I think my husband will definitely like these a lot better. And you know, thank you for joining me on my adventure in making these cookies tonight. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. If you actually make these cookies, let me know. Put a comment down in the comment section. I will link the recipe down below. Thanks for joining me.